Say hello, Wilbur. Say hello, babies. This is my little friend, Wilbur. He lives in my classroom, and he's going to help us read a new book today. Excuse me, sir. You need to use your good manners. He's real fond of his luscious locks and doesn't want anybody pestering him. But this is what we're reading today. Sammy, the classroom guinea pig. Seems appropriate that Wilbur help us read about Sammy, the classroom guinea pig. And let me get shifted. I want you to be able to see the book and Wilbur. Sammy, the classroom guinea pig. Now, Wilbur, I'd be real appreciative if you didn't tinkle on my legs today. Sometimes he tinkles on my legs. Look at the classroom little piggy. He's snoozing. Now, these are guinea pigs. They are not oinky pigs. This is not a bacon. Although in their native country, sometimes people do eat them for a snacky snack. Shh, we're going to keep that between us. That is not his business. So, let's look at our new book. I haven't even read it yet. I've been saving it just for you. Sammy had his own little house. Inside was a soft blue sock. He liked to take naps on it. The sock had a hole in it, but Sammy didn't mind. Wilbur has his own house too. It's purple, but he doesn't have a sock. Would you like to have a sock? Dude, if you eat a hole in my shirt, we're going to have words. All right. Wrong page. No, wrong page. The house had two doors, one to run in and one to run out. Sometimes he ran in the outdoor and out the indoor. Sometimes he slept on the roof. Same, I have an indoor and an outdoor, and sometimes my kids come out the in and in the out. Sammy is just like my 7th graders. Sammy felt safe knowing he had a place to hide. Yes, sometimes Wilbur likes to get in his house and hide too, just like Sammy. Sammy had a big cage to scamper about in. His food bowl was always filled with fresh guinea pig pellets. He had hay to chew on, water to drink, and a round block of salt to lick. Sammy liked his home. Wilbur climbs up and eats out of his bowl too, just like this. See how he's standing on his little back legs? That's what Wilbur does, just like Sammy. Sammy couldn't read a clock, but he always knew when Mrs. B, the teacher, would arrive. We have a Miss B at our school too, don't we? We have a Miss B. Every morning she brought him a treat, but today she was late. Weep, Sammy squealed in greeting when she finally appeared in the doorway. Yes, yes, I hear you, Sammy, said Mrs. B. She was thinking of all the things she had to do. She hurriedly offered him a piece of carrot. Wilbur likes carrot. Mimzie likes carrot. I like carrots. I like most snacky snacks. Sammy stood up on his hind legs, a difficult trick for a guinea pig to take the carrot. He's getting his snacks. Ooh, that looks like cantaloupe. Cantaloupe is my favorite food ever of all times. Guinea pigs have individual taste. Sammy liked many kinds of fruit and vegetables. Mrs. B's class had learned that Sammy's favorite treat of all was a cantaloupe rind. Ooh, I didn't even think about that, dude. I'm bringing you some cantaloupe. That is my very favorite. Like most guinea pigs, he loved freshly cut grass. In warm weather, the children would bring him a great bunch, sometimes with dandelions. They were careful, though, not to bring him grass from the roadside where it could be polluted by cars or other animals, or from a lawn treated with chemicals. Yeah, I'd be real nervous about giving my pet friend something I just picked willy-nilly, because you know those dogs go to the potty willy-nilly, and we're not trying to. Our little friend, he don't. You hear him? He has not stopped fussing. I can't decide if he's fussing or if he's just singing a song. He really wants me to quit aggravating him. Look at the classroom. See his little cage? Sammy heard the voices of the children in the hall. They burst into the classroom, all talking loudly. Weep, weep, cried Sammy, happily adding to the din. Everybody, settle down, said Miss B. I've said that before. Settle down. Soon all the students were sitting in their seats and watching Miss B write on the blackboard. Sammy watched too, but as the lesson began, Sammy felt something bothering him. Oh, what could that be? It bothered him more and more and more. At last, he could contain it no longer. Weep! He shrieked at the top of his lungs. And that is just what they look like, too. He's down here steadily. Beep, 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 beep. They call it whistling. That's what he did. Sammy just whistled. He sprang on the roof of his house. Weep, weep, he cried again. He leaped off and began to run, kicking wood shavings everywhere, making a mess. Miss B stopped writing on the blackboard. For heaven's sakes, she exclaimed. What's the matter, Sammy? I wonder what's wrong with Sammy. He's having a fit. He's acting khaki britches. Weep, weep, he squealed, speeding in circles around the cage. Another burst of shavings fell to the floor. All the children turned around in their seat. What's the matter, Sammy? They cried. Mrs. B and her students gathered around the cage. Sammy stopped scurrying and let the teacher pick him up. She lifted him with 2 hands, careful to support his heavy hindquarters. Sammy found himself nose to nose with the teacher. What is the matter? She demanded. What is the matter? Weep! He shrieked. Everyone loved Sammy and was worried. Is he sick? Said Robbie. When guinea pigs don't feel well, they usually sit quietly with their fur puffed up, Miss B explained. His appetite is good. His appetite is real good. There's no wetness around his eyes or nose, which would also tell us if he were sick. He looks fine to me, she said, mystified. Is he afraid of something? Asked Eric. If Sammy were frightened, his instincts would tell him to run into his house and be very quiet. So I don't think he's afraid, the teacher reasoned. I've taught you to talk softly and be gentle when you play with him. That way he wouldn't be afraid of us. He will think of all of us as his friends. Maybe something is hurting him, Mrs. B said Lisa worriedly. Oh, she's worried. And he's over here eating the book. It's a brand new. I just got this, Wilbur. Lisa's worried. Something's wrong with their little friend. Look at the pretty picture. There's a whole page of words. And I'm going to read the words and you can look at that picture real quick. Well, let's take a look, responded the teacher. Sammy felt himself being lowered onto a table. Ooh, he's getting an exam. That can be scary. Mrs. B lifted up each of his little ears and looked into them. Can I look in your little ears? No, you're just going to keep eating my book. He felt fingers parting his fur to reveal his skin. He wished he would scratch under his chin instead. He liked that. Do you see any red marks or bald spots? She asked the class. That would tell us if Sammy had a skin problem. Now that would make him upset. Shame. I don't want bald spots. But Sammy's skin looked perfectly healthy because we keep his cage nice and clean. It's unlikely he would have that problem. I can't imagine why he's screaming so, the teacher confessed. I've sat through many 7th grade classes, and you know why the guinea pig puppy's screaming. Sammy decided he didn't like them looking through his fur anymore. He began to make unhappy noises with small, irritated squeals and squeaks. Will he bite? Asked Tanisha nervously. Most guinea pigs don't bite, replied Mrs. B. They bite only if they are very frightened. Well, and that may be true, but I tell everybody, if it's got teeth, it can bite. It may not have ever bit anybody ever of all time, but today could be your day. She let Sammy go, and he immediately stopped complaining. He began to waddle along the tabletop, sniffing the surface. What? Sammy chuckled as he went. That's the exact sound he's making, isn't it? We're going to read that line for us? Yeah, he's reading that line for us. That's his exploring sound, said Mrs. B. Sammy was enjoying himself. He liked to explore new things. Just as long as you don't tinkle on me. Sammy made his way to Maria and touched her nose with his. That's how guinea pigs recognize and greet each other, explained Mrs. B. Doot, 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 deet, doot. Sammy burbled in his soft musical tones. That means he's happy, she said. Y'all think Wilbur's happy? Because I know you can hear him. You think he's happy? I think he's having a great day. Sammy was glad when Maria picked him up and cuddled him. Her sweater was soft and warm. Miss B, I think I know what's wrong with Sammy, Maria said. What do you think? Think he's just lonely? I think it's because today is a Monday. What? Everyone exclaimed. Sammy was alone all weekend, Maria explained. I think he's glad to see us. He wants our attention, that's all. Mrs. B studied the little guinea pig. Sammy, she said, is that true? Is that what's the matter? What do y'all think? Probably. Probably. We know Wilbur's always glad to see us on Monday after he's been up here all weekend. He really wants to refill his bowl. Maria set Sammy down on the table and everyone gathered closer. Sammy felt someone scratch his chin. He scrunched up his nose in pleasure. Look at him. He's a sweet baby. He likes it. Eat, eat, eat. Deep, doot, eat, doot. He chuckled happily. All his friends were back. He missed his friends. All right, so we have some facts. Okay, science teacher here. Come on, we got to read our facts. We ready? Guinea pigs have a language of at least 11 different sounds. Their cry of "weep" is used almost exclusively to communicate with humans. Guinea pigs are highly social animals in the wild, and they live in close-knit clans. A guinea pig living alone will form words are hard some days, will form a close bond with his owners. Aww. If a guinea pig is left alone much of the time, it should be given a companion pig. Well, he's not alone all day long because he is in and out of that cage on everybody. This guy, Wilbur. All guinea pigs have individual personalities. The more attention and stimulation a guinea pig receives, the more its unique personality will blossom. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy is a sassy pants. He's sassy. And he's got one more thing he wants to tell you. He just wants you to remember that Mimzie loves you.